Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GK Today Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy. You can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now let's start. So the first question is, which district has topped the list of aspirational districts ranked by Niti Aayog for the time period of February to June 2020? So as per this ranking, Bijapur district in Chhattisgarh is on top position and Reboi in Meghalaya is on second position. Now if we talk about this aspirational district program, this program was started in 2018 and this is an initiative of Niti Aayog. What is the objective of this program? Objective is to transform the underdeveloped districts. Now recently Niti Aayog was also in news as it launched Atal App Development Module. Niti Aayog was also in news as recently it presented India's second VNR at United Nations High Level Political Forum. What is VNR? It is Voluntary National Review. So it is a review of SDG, that is Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 Sustainable Development Goals. Next question is, Union Minister Sadanand Gowda launched 4 schemes including a production linked incentive scheme and industry park scheme for the manufacturing of which products? So this is related to bulk drugs and medical devices. So to boost the domestic manufacturing of bulk drugs and medical devices, these initiatives have been announced. And the Department of Pharmaceuticals will now focus on research and development of the drugs and it will take right steps to promote them. This Department of Pharmaceuticals is under Ministry of Chemical and Fertilizers and Sadanand Gowda is the minister of this ministry. Now in this context, there is important term API, that is active pharmaceutical ingredients. So this is the main component of any medicine. And as of now, India imports approximately 70% of its API from China. So that's why there is a huge dependency on China in this sector. Next question is, which country is to play host to the 2023 International Cricket Council World Cup Super League? So India is the host of this tournament and this is going to be a 50 over World Cup Super League. And this tournament will determine the teams for actual World Cup. So this is a qualification tournament. And since India is going to be the host of this tournament, so India will qualify automatically. Now, if we talk about ICC, it is International Cricket Council. Recently, ICC chairperson Shashank Manohar stepped down from his position. The headquarters of ICC is in Dubai in UAE. If we talk about few other events related to cricket, recently, Qazi Anik, who is a cricketer from Bangladesh, was banned by the National Cricket Board for doping. Apart from him, recently Stuart Broad was in news. He is from England and recently he became the 7th bowler to take 500 wickets in Test cricket. Next question is, the birth anniversary of which Indian personality is celebrated as World Students Day? So 15th of October, which is the birth anniversary of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, is celebrated as the World Students Day. Recently, his death anniversary was on 27th of July. So Dr. Kalam was our former president and he is popularly known as People's President, or he is also known as Missile Man of India. So his death anniversary is on 27th of July and his birth anniversary is on 15th of October and it is celebrated as World Students Day. Next question is, what is the name of participatory governance platform of India that has recently completed 6 years? The name of this initiative is MyGov and it was started by the government in 2014 and recently it was in news because it completed 6 years. So it is a participatory governance program and the citizens can discuss the issues related to policy and governance. Next question is, the Consumer Regulator of Australia has accused which technology company of privacy breaches? So Google was in news because of the accusations of violation of privacy and Australia's consumer regulator ACCC, that is Australian Competition and Consumer Commission, has accused Google of privacy breaches. That means Google is accused of collecting personal information. Now Australia was also in news as recently India and Australia had their virtual summit and after that summit the 2+2 dialogue was upgraded to ministerial level. Previously with Australia it was of secretariat level. Now it has been upgraded at ministerial level. What is the meaning of 2+2? That means foreign and defense minister of both sides. So we have similar arrangement with Japan and USA. And all these 4 countries, that means Japan, USA, Australia and India, are the part of Quad, that is Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. And recently India invited Australia for the Malabar exercise. India, Japan and USA are the participants of Malabar Naval Exercise. Answer in comment box which countries are the part of Five Eyes Alliance. Next question is, which organization has launched an innovation contest named Dare to Dream? So this has been launched by DRDO, that is Defense Research and Development Organization. And it was launched on the death anniversary of our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. So the idea is to promote advanced technologies and innovation by encouraging individuals and startups. DRDO is under MOD, that is Ministry of Defense. Recently DRDO was in news because of Bharat. These are the drones which were given to Indian Army. Recently Indian Army was in news as Government of India issued notification to allow permanent commission to the women in Indian Army. Now DRDO was also in news because of Operation Breathing Space. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this Operation Breathing Space. Next question is, India-Indonesia Defense Ministers Dialogue was held in which city? So this dialogue held in New Delhi. Now Indonesia was also in news because of Samudra Shakti. So it is a bilateral exercise between India and Indonesia, and it is a naval exercise. In fact, the headquarters of ASEAN is also in Indonesia, in Jakarta. ASEAN is Association of Southeast Asian Nations. Recently, the 36th summit of ASEAN held virtually, and Vietnam is the chairperson of ASEAN this year. Recently, Vietnam was in news as Cotton Corporation of India, that is CCI, is going to set up its cotton warehouse in Vietnam. And recently Vietnam was also in news as it banned all wildlife imports due to the fear of spread of coronavirus. Which Union Ministry monitors infrastructure projects worth rupee 150 crores and above? So right answer is MOSPI, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. And recently it was in news because as per a latest report by this ministry, approximately 403 infrastructure projects are hit by the cost overruns. That means it will not be possible to finish these projects in the previously estimated cost, and they need extra money for completion. Next question is, India has pledged to end the HIV/AIDS by which year? So right answer is 2030. So during a high level meeting at UNGA in 2016, India had pledged to fast track the efforts towards ending HIV and AIDS. So our target was to end this endemic by 2030. Now recently ICMR released a report, and as per this report, India may miss the national target to end AIDS by 2030. The decline in the annual new HIV infections is only 27%. That is from 2017 to 2020. The decline in new cases is only 27%, while the target was 75%. Now ICMR is Indian Council of Medical Research, and it is under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Recently, ICMR was in news as it tied up with Bharat Biotech for the COVID-19 vaccine. Next question is, on which day the Global Tiger Day is celebrated? So it is celebrated on 29th of July. And for the conservation of tiger, we have a Project Tiger. It is implemented by NTCA, that is National Tiger Conservation Authority. It is a statutory body, and it has been constituted as per the provisions of Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. Now recently, UNODC released a report, and the title of the report was World Wildlife Crime Report. And as per this report, India and Thailand are the two major countries which supplied highest illegal tiger products in the world. Next question is, as per the United Nations, which Indian city witnessed a drop in the levels of nitrogen oxide by more than 70% during the lockdown? So this city is New Delhi. So recently, United Nations released a policy brief, and as per that, New Delhi witnessed a drop in the levels of nitrogen oxide by more than 70% during lockdown. Next question is, SBI has provided 16.20 million USD for local businesses in which country? So this country is Maldives, and recently SBI announced these support for the local business in Maldives. Now the country was also in news because of Operation Sanjeevani. It was also in news as recently it became the 54th member of Commonwealth. Next question is, Olivia de Havilland, who passed away recently, was associated with which profession? So she was a well-known actress and she passed away recently. So these were the most important questions of today's quiz. Now we are going to discuss important news. Feel free to skip it at your own risk if you do not like the format. So first is Jamie Vardy. So recently he won the Golden Boot Football Award. So this is related to football and Jamie Vardy won this Golden Boot Football Award. Next is Archana Sirong. So recently she was in news. She is Indian climate activist and she has been named by UN Secretary General to his advisory group. Next is Lalji Tandon. So the former governor of Madhya Pradesh passed away recently and Lucknow Municipal Corporation has named a road and a crossing in Lucknow after Lalji Tandon. Next is National Education Policy 2020. So recently Union Cabinet approved this National Education Policy and this is going to replace the existing National Policy on Education of 1986. Next is 5th annual meeting of AIIB, that is Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank. So this 5th meeting held virtually and from Indian side our finance minister participated in this event. Next is Balio. So it is country's first COVID-19 blockchain platform and it has been developed by Balfrix BT. So this is a startup company. Next is LifeFast COVID Score. So there was an initiative by DST and the name of this initiative is Kavach, that is Center for Augmenting War with COVID-19 Health Crisis. So this is an initiative of Department of Science and Technology. Now, as per this initiative, Aculi Labs has been selected to develop this LifeFast COVID Score. So it is a COVID risk assessment profile. And this Aculi Labs is a Bengaluru based startup. Next is 100% FDI in Air India for NRIs. So recently government approved 100% FDI, that is foreign direct investment in Air India for non-resident Indians. Next is 4th Tiger Assessment Report. So few important points of this assessment are, it is released by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. As per this report, there are 2967 tigers and India hosts 70% of the world tigers. Madhya Pradesh has the highest number of tigers and Madhya Pradesh is followed by Karnataka. And Corbett Tiger Reserve had the highest population of tigers. And out of total 50 tiger reserves, approximately 17 tiger reserves are approaching their carrying capacity. So this term carrying capacity was already discussed in yesterday's The Hindu analysis. Next is Ministry of Education. So MHRD, that is Ministry of Human Resource Development, will now be Ministry of Education. Recently, this was approved during a cabinet meeting chaired by Prime Minister Mr. Modi. Next is terminated teachers as peons. So recently, Tripura government sought permission from Supreme Court to appoint these 10,000 terminated teachers as peons. What is the entire story? These teachers were appointed. The appointment was later quashed by High Court. Now, Tripura government has sought permission that can we appoint these teachers as peons? Next is Green AZ project. So this project was recently announced by the government and it was launched in Mizoram. So the idea is to reduce the emission from agriculture and to promote the sustainable agriculture. So apart from Mizoram, it will be implemented in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Odisha and Uttarakhand. And this project is funded by Global Environment Facility. And Department of Agriculture is going to be the national executing agency for this project. Next is Pampa River. So recently this river was in news because of environmental issues. So this is a river in Kerala. In fact, the famous Sabrimala temple is also located on the bank of this river. And this is the third longest river of Kerala. It is also known as Dakshin Bhagirathi. Next is pre-packs. So these are related to IBC, that is insolvency and bankruptcy. And recently MCA, that is Ministry of Corporate Affairs, has set up a committee to look into the possibilities of pre-packs under Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code. What is the meaning of pre-pack? It means a pre-decided agreement for the resolution of debt of a distressed company. So this is related to debt resolution. Next is Okavango Delta. So this delta is in Botswana and it was in news because of the death of elephants. It is important to note that Botswana has the world's highest elephant population and it is African country. So these were the most important news events. Now homework. So these terms were in news in yesterday's The Hindu newspaper. Please read about these terms. Thank you and that's all for the day.